Now also here tonight, Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton, Afghanistan war veteran. He understands this more than so many more of us, an Intel committee member. Senator Cotton, thanks for joining us. We know that you are the tip of the spear for the Senate, dealing with the White House when it comes to Afghanistan. We know that some demands are made about transparency, and not just about the material that we left, but about why and how this happened. We know that you're a diplomatic man. We also know that I don't think any of us expect answers coming out of the White House. But how do you think we can proceed? Waiting till the next election, I wonder how many more of us are going to have to die if we don't take action now when it comes to what Congress can do.
Tammy, we have to get answers. I know the Biden administration has been saying for the last 3 weeks, so there'll be time for an after-action review once we're done in Afghanistan, once all of our troops are out. But just today, you started hearing a different tune from John Kirby at the Pentagon, for instance, saying that they can't conduct an after-action review. What they really mean is they won't. But I will, and the Congress will. We will get the answers. Just yesterday, for instance, we demanded answers from the administration about all of the Afghans they evacuated out of the country because they screwed it up coming and going, Tammy. We left the vast majority of loyal Afghans who served alongside of our American troops there in country, even if they had a visa approved. Yet we apparently also evacuated tens of thousands of Afghans who had no clear or direct connection to American troops and who we really have no idea who they are or ability to vet them. So Joe Biden cynically used the plight of those loyal Afghans who served alongside of American troops to evacuate tens of thousands of Afghans who had no right to be in the country and is now bringing them into the country by the tune of thousands every day with no ability to vet whether or not they're a security threat at all.
It's a remarkable dynamic, but we should expect it because when you're operating in a fantasy world, which now we've learned with that Ghani phone call, that everything was about perception. And when you're dealing just with that, you can't operate on the details to govern or to evacuate people. But then we have Senator McConnell declaring there's no way there's going to be an impeachment. And yet we know Nixon resigned because in an informal head count, it was clear only 4 members of the House were saying no to impeachment on Nixon. So he got out of there. Are we really thinking that none of the Democrats are upset enough about this? Because why would they be afraid of Kamala Harris unless they prefer this old white man who's got a problem cognitively? Are they so afraid of the young black woman? Is that what the Democrats, what their problem is? Why do we only have 26 members on your letter of the Republicans? We don't see a coalescing of anybody here on this, and that concerns a lot of us.
Well, Tammy, I know that Joe Biden has proved his incompetence and impotence over the last 2 or 3 weeks, but I suspect a lot of Democrats in Congress are worried that Kamala Harris may be even worse. But the real answer is that no, they're disappointed with what happened in Afghanistan in some cases, but they're not going to turn on Joe Biden. They're ready to turn the page. As you heard on that call with Ashraf Ghani, as you've seen over the last 2 or 3 weeks, they've treated this just like it's a one-day bad story in a campaign when Joe Biden stuck his foot in his mouth again on a radio talk show. And if they just plow ahead, they'll turn the page and they can move on to what they really care about, which is their reckless $3.5 trillion tax and spending bill. That's what they're going to be talking about. That's what they're going to be focused on. What I'm focused on, what so many other Republicans in the Congress are focused on, is first, continuing to help those Americans left behind enemy lines in Afghanistan, and second, demanding answers to exactly what has happened and exactly what our plan is going forward.
Well, coming from you, I know it's going to happen. I can't say that about everybody in the Senate, but coming from you, I know it will. Senator Tom Cotton, thank you very much, sir. I appreciate your time.